Here we go again with SNL, this time reaching an all-time low with what they've done. They did a sketch of White Lotus on HBO, and they called it White Potus. And, of course, it's the typical, ragging on Donald Trump and his staff. But this time they actually went a little further and actually pretty much embarrassed White Lotus star Aimee Lou Woods. And I got to tell you, this was absolutely tasteless. It was not funny at all. I've watched this sketch 3 times trying to find some kind of humor in it. And I thought I had a sense of humor, but if this is what people thinks is funny, then I guess I'm just out there on an island by myself. And I showed part of it to my wife, and of course, she didn't think it was funny either. And the biggest problem we have with it, of course, is when you start poking fun at people in politics, that's fine. Donald Trump with the hair, I get it. Orange man bad, like the, weirdo liberals love to say. Stupid. I get it. Of course, I never really saw a whole bunch of them making fun of Joe Biden. I've seen a couple things of people trashing Joe Biden and doing skits about him. But let's be honest, Joe Biden was literally a gaffe machine. Worst president we've ever had. Guy was an absolute clown, dementia-ridden, doesn't have 2 brain cells synapsing left in his brain. And then all the books come out by all the liberal hacks who, supported him for 4 years. And then when all the dirt started to show up, they're like, hey, let's go write books about Joe Biden and make millions of dollars, which they did. And boy, is the dirt flying hard on that. And come to find out, Joe Biden wasn't even in charge for 4 years. Whoever was controlling his auto pen was in charge for 4 years. But, Saturday Night Live had time again to absolutely do skits about Joe Biden, in which they didn't. Because, I've said it a million times, Saturday Night Live is a liberal left-wing hack show. And it's just very disappointing to me. If you're going to do comedy, that's great. Make fun of Donald Trump. That's fine. Make fun of all the politicians. I got no problem with that. But balance it out. You can't just constantly berate one side and not do the other, because that shows your hypocrisy and how small you truly are. And, I just don't think it's funny when they do that. And don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of very funny Saturday Night Live skits over the years, not quite what they used to be, let's be honest. And I've seen a lot of hilarious Trump impersonations, absolutely hilarious. And that's great. But, you've got to balance out your comedy. If you are a Republican comic, then I expect you to make fun of Democrats. If you're a Democrat comic, then I expect you to make fun of Republicans. But when you're supposed to be just a mainstream show like Saturday Night Live, I expect you to make fun of both sides equally, which Saturday Night Live seems to have a problem doing that because their entire staff and their entire cast are a bunch of nut job liberal left-wing hacks. But the biggest surprise for me on this, besides the fact that they absolutely made fun of Aimee Lou Woods, and apparently they did send her some apologies, but you know what? Tough shit. Too late. And that's just how I look at it. Just too late. You can't do the damage and then come back and say, oh, by the way, I'm sorry. Hey, sorry I robbed your 7-Eleven and beat you up. Oh, sorry, everything's okay now, right? No, it's not okay. This is pathetic. This was such a low blow on their part. And I guess the part that just really got me the most was Scarlett Johansson being in this skit, making fun of one of her own. What happened to this whole liberal party, inclusion and acceptance? What? It's only inclusion and acceptance if you believe they belong to be in your little group? I mean, give me a break. This is absolutely pathetic. And it's the left wing's hypocrisy on full display. So let's go ahead and watch this absolutely horrible skit. And yes, I will be stopping it and making comments. I have to. When there's anything this bad and this stupid, I have to do it. Because boy, did Saturday Night Live, they completely missed the mark on this one.
You getting ready? Hello? Earth to Donald. It's your wife, Melania. Are you okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll be ready in a sec. I told you, Eric, if you want to be a man, you gotta start having shakes. No, Eric, I meant protein shakes. Here, why don't you make your own? It's about time.
Okay.
Buddy, did you just blend your gold Rolex?
You said it was about time.
Right. BT dubs.
Nobody laughed. It is not funny. It was absolutely stupid. You know, you'll get a couple of pity laughs here and there during this skit, and there are some moments where people laugh, but it's mostly pity laughs, and you can tell just by listening to it. But that is not funny. It's absolutely ignorant and stupid. Let's continue on.
Where's Ivanka? She's been MIA for Dad's entire presidency.
You must ask yourself, am I willing to give up greed and material possessions in order to lead an honest and ethical life?
I'm not going to be honest. I have a little bit of a problem with this. You know, and it could just be that I just don't think making fun of people in the way that they did Aimee Lou Woods is funny. I just do not think that's funny. I mean, what are we going to do next? You know, we're going to start making fun of people with Down syndrome? What if she had Downs? Are you going to make fun of her then? Because, I mean, you might as well, because you're already reaching these historic lows on what you're doing. But I guess the thing that bothers me the most about this entire sketch, because, you know, I didn't expect it to be funny, so that doesn't bother me at all, of course. I could honestly care less if it's funny or not. But, you know, I do like Scarlett Johansson. She's a great actress. She's been in some great movies. And it just kind of, you know, I gotta admit, it kind of pisses me off that she would take part in something that belittles one of her own, another female actress. And I'm kind of shocked that she would do that because, I mean, let's be honest, Scarlett, not everybody was blessed with your beauty and good looks. You know, God didn't touch everybody the way he touched you. So the simple fact that you were even part of something like this, I don't know, that just kind of irritates me a little bit. Because I thought that you were always a little bit more classier than your average liberal nut job Hollywood elite. You always seem to be a little more classier than that. So I gotta say, I'm really kind of disappointed in Scarlett Johansson on this. That was kind of a shocker when I saw her in there.
We are so lucky that America will always
This
be
is so
a
stupid.
rich and powerful nation. I mean, can you imagine how awful it would be if America lost all its money and no one in the world respected us anymore? You would never let our economy go to pieces. Right, hun?
And it won't. All right? I've said this, but even before Donald Trump got elected, I said it on this very channel. When Donald Trump comes into office, the first year is going to be tough. We've got a lot of problems we got to correct, and a lot of things are going to have to be fixed, and we're going to feel the pinch for it. But here's the thing that kills me. I was on the Fox News forums, which, by the way, Fox News literally has the worst website in the world. Their website is total shit. And I'm going to do an entire video on how crappy their website is, because you would think somebody with all the money Fox has could at least fix their damn sorry-ass website. But I was on the Fox News forums because, you know, CNN and MSNBC got rid of their forums because they don't believe in free speech. And, you know, all the liberals were on there, like the liberals usually are. They flood it to the Republican sites. That's what liberals do. And they're on there bashing about, you know, well, they're saying 75 countries, you know, want to renegotiate with Trump, but I can't find a list anywhere because it's a lie. So I go to Google and I type in countries that want to renegotiate with Trump. A huge list comes up right out of the gate. And so I go in there and I take like 20 and I type in 20 countries. And of course, all the liberals instantly jump on my back. Well, that's not 75. That's only 20. That's a far cry from 75. And so I literally reply, oh my God, are you this stupid? It's not that hard to use Google. Did you fail the 5th grade again, Buttercup? And of course, they love it when I say things like that. And then I said, so you want me to sit here and type out 75 countries because you're too stupid or too lazy to go do your own homework? And of course, I get no reply at that point from the liberals. But the point I was making is that the economy is not going to fail. The country is not going to fail. And I've said this 1,000 times, and I'm going to say it again. To all you liberals who are out there whining and crying, 2 points. First, did you whine this hard when Joe Biden gave us 9.5% inflation? And don't you dare say that was calls from Donald Trump, because that was 2.5 years into his presidency that we got the 9.5% inflation. Second, did you whine and cry this hard? Because I can't hear you in Tennessee. I need you to whine and cry harder when Joe Biden rose the price of everything in the country 30%, and it's still up there. 30%, he rose the price across the board did you all whine and cry that hard? Because all you're doing right now is whining and crying about what Trump's doing, and Trump's trying to fix our trade imbalance. I talked about that in the last video, and I'm going to make a mention on that here in a second. I talked about that in the last video, how our trade imbalance has been absolutely a joke for the last 40 years, and somebody somewhere had to come in and fix it. It's just that the Democrats who said they were going to do it, i.e. Bill Clinton and Barack Obama, never had the balls to address the problem. Donald Trump has the balls to address the problem. So you know what? You're going to feel a pinch for a little while. Get over it. The stock market's going to go down, but guess what? It will come back up. I remember when it hit rock bottom under Joe Biden. And I said the same thing to everybody who was whining and crying. And I'm talking about the Republicans who were whining and crying. Just relax. It will come back. It always does. So for all of you all whining and crying about your 401ks, just relax. It will come back. It always does.
I love my butter noodles.
By the way, Mom, what is that accent? Aren't you from Slovenia?
No, North Carolina. Go Tar Heels.
Oh, and your Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, is sitting over there. Says he wants to watch America get bent over and railed by other countries?
You know, some people are just weird. Like that man who arrived on the boat with us, RFK Jr.
I mean, it's like I have all these crazy ideas, you know. I have this syringe full of active measles virus, and I just want to stab somebody with it, you know.
Yeah, let's make fun of his paralyzed vocal cords. That's just fantastic. Like I said, we're going to make fun of people with Down syndrome next. Is that what we're going to do? Or how about let's make fun of somebody who's in a horrible accident and lost a limb? That would be hilarious. That would be so funny. Let's make fun of people's disabilities. Because like I said, I thought you were the group of inclusion and acceptance. Oh, let me rephrase that. You're the group of hypocrites and morons. Because this is not funny to me. When you're making fun of people's disabilities or their appearance or something, that is not funny. And it shocks me that you all think this is funny. You know, the man cannot help that he has paralyzed vocal cords. All right? It's an affliction that he has. So why would you make fun of that? More on that topic here in a minute.
Having these insane ideas, like what if we took all the fluoride out of the drinking water? But what would that do to people's teeth?
Fluoride? What's that?
Right here. This is the worst part of it right here. When I first watched this, and I'll admit I've never seen White Lotus, but when I first watched it, I was like, hang on, what in the hell is this? Because I don't know. I mean, I know who she is. I haven't really seen a whole lot because I don't watch a lot of regular TV or, you know, things like this, White Lotus series, stuff like that. But I thought, well, hang on now. They're literally making fun of this girl's teeth and the way that she looks. And I find this to be the most classless, hypocritical thing that they could do. And I did not think this was funny whatsoever. And let me go ahead and finish this little spot with her.
Oh, look, a monkey.
I'm gonna go kill it and eat it.
No, not the monkey.
So apparently Aimee Lou Woods saw this skit, and she comes out. White Lotus star Aimee Lou Woods says SNL impersonation was mean and unfunny. Such a shame, and it was. It was very mean, and it was shockingly unfunny. But it is, you know, liberals and SNL. So what can you do? Yes. The April 12th episode of Saturday Night Live featured a pre-taped spoof of the Mike White drama series, which starred Sarah Sherman as the parodied version of Wood's character, Chelsea. On Sunday, Wood took to her Instagram stories to express her frustration with the portrayal, calling it mean and unfunny. Such a shame, because I had such a great time watching it a couple of weeks ago, she wrote. Yes, it takes the piss for sure. Yes, it takes the piss for sure. That's what the show is about. But there must be a clever, more nuanced, less cheap way. Well, there's not. It's Saturday Night Live. They're always going to take the cheap way. Always. They're going to take the cheap shot every time. And, you know, and I understand they're going to say, well, it's comedy. Well, it's not comedy when you're starting to berate people for their appearance and whatever problem they might have, like RFK Jr. and his paralyzed vocal cords. At that point, it's no longer comedy. At that point, you're just being a bunch of hypocritical turds is what you're doing. But like I said, more on that one in a second. Let's go ahead and roll the rest of this shitbag skit.
These old white Trump dudes are trying to ruin my life. Oh my God, there's $5 million in my bank account. It was $20 million last week.
Christy Nome, I am so glad you're sending all those Venezuelans back to where they belong. El Salvador. But I couldn't do it without you, Pam Bondi. You're the Attorney General. And I've been told that generally, everything I'm doing is illegal.
Totally. Hey,
so not funny.
You like me, right?
Yeah, you're great, Marco. We love ya. Hey, we're gonna go take a walk over there for a second. Yeah.
Okay.
And these two girls look nothing like Christy Nome and Pam Bondi whatsoever.
Hey, can I cheer you up?
Vladimir Putin?
You look sad. Come, dance with me.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put a 500% tariff on China. No!
Hey, what's the matter, baby?
Vladimir, I think we're all having weird dreams.
What did I do last night? Yeah, baby.
Surprise, it's me, Tiger Woods.
White Potus, an American horror story.
And The Masters, only on CBS.
So that was the god-awful skit that they put up. And, like I said, yeah, you make fun of Donald Trump all you want, politicians, yada, yada, yada. But when you start making fun of people's personal issues, then that's when I start to have a problem with it, Because, it's, what? So I guess Saturday Night Live now is going to be bullies. Going to start bullying people that they feel does not look as good as they do. But let's get back to that for a second here, because I wanted to, since we're doing that and we're making fun of people, let's just go ahead and have some fun with that too, okay? So what I decided to do here is I've got some pictures here, and what we're going to do is we're going to show, some notable Democrat liberal women, and the people who are, that get a lot of news coverage, titans in their field. So let's go ahead and let's show, since we're doing this, let's go ahead and show that. So stay with me here while I do this. So let's go ahead and start off with William Thomas. Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, Leah Thomas, the great liberal female swimmer. That's a dude. And you can see here, William Thomas, when he was a regular dude, was ranked 462. And then he decides to become a female dude and amazingly ranked number 1. But you liberals love him, her. You love her. You love him, her. So I wonder if that's him, her. I wonder if that's their pronouns, him, her, because that'd be a good pronoun for them. Let's go ahead and look at some more notable, Democrat women here. Oh, yeah. Elizabeth Warren. Yeah. Boy, she's a looker. Maybe y'all should make fun of her because she's not pretty enough to be, into your all's group. But somehow you all still accept her. And let's see. Let's move on here. Let's go to, oh, yes, Maxine Waters. Yeah, an absolute jaw dropper, Maxine Waters. Yeah, absolute beautiful. Beautiful. And let's move on here. And, oh, sorry. Oh, that's Anna Luna. That's a Republican. Sorry. She doesn't belong in this list. And let's pick another. Oh, there we go. The Democrat him, her poster child. A man's man right here. Dylan Mulvaney. The greatest there is. I mean, you all accept this person, but we have a problem with Miss Woods. We have a problem with Miss Woods and her teeth, but we can accept that one. And let's see. Let's go ahead and just grab another one here. Oh, another one. Miss Skeletor herself, Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, there's a beautiful one there. And let's see. Let's go. Oh, sorry again. That's Christy Nome. Yeah, she's a Republican. So we can't put her in this thing. And more notable Democrat women, yes, Cory Booker. There's a good one right there. And let's see who else we have here on the Democrat side. And, oh, yes, let's not forget, the powerful woman, Adam Schiff. She's just a manly woman, if I've ever seen one. Yeah, a beautiful one. And let's see who else we got here. Oh, yes, the woman's woman, Miss Rachel Maddow. Yeah, she fits right into your group, doesn't she? With Miss Woods. And, oh, sorry, it's another Republican. That's a Lowen Boebert. Sorry, another Republican. And let's see who else we have here. Oh, again, that is Anna Paulina Luna, the Republican. And, oh, here we go, the squad. This is a good one right here. Yeah, all these four jaw droppers right here that you all have. I understand liberals are filled with hate and anger. And I just actually read another poll came out a couple weeks ago. And yes, I will. If I'll try to find the link. I think I've got it in my email, and I'll put it up. That once again, the most unhappy, angriest group of people in America are middle-aged white liberal women. Well, I wonder why that is. Well, I have to say that a lot of it is because this is what your men look like. So that really doesn't help at all. And of course, let's not forget this one, this dude right here. So that really doesn't help at all. But liberals are a very angry group. I put up the last video that I did, and it was also another Saturday Night Live skit. And I got to tell you, man, this just kind of show you how angry liberals are all the time, because they're a very upset group. So this is the email to my podcast right here. And I don't know if you can see it, but you see all these little blue dots? All right. See? Oh, nope. Don't want to do that. See all these emails? Now, I read a bulk of these. There's like over 150. I can't tell how fast I'm swiping, so stay with me for a second. But all these are very angry, hateful comments from liberals on my podcast channel. And it just goes on and on and on. They're just an absolute, just look at this. This is insane. They're an absolutely angry, hateful group, and it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. It just keeps going. So I guess my question is why are you all so angry and hateful about everything? Why do you hate everything that's not like you? You all are literally the Borg, and the DNC is the collective. You don't have a brain of your own. That's apparent. And you all are constantly angry about everything. It doesn't matter what it is. You all are pissed off. And like I said, another poll comes out that the angriest, most unhappy, and loneliest group of people in America are middle-aged white liberal women. Let me see if I can find that real quick, because I did save it in my email, and because I would love to. Oh, right, here we go. Here we go. I do have it. Let me just read from this just a little bit here. New poll shows liberal women the most unhappy, lonely. What do you know? Liberal women are the least likely to report being fully satisfied with their lives and are far more likely to report feeling lonely often, according to a recently published poll. The 2024 American Family Survey found that 37% of conservative women and 28% of moderate women between the ages 18 and 40 reported being completely satisfied with their lives, but just 12% of liberal women in the same age group said the same. Well, like I said, because your whole group is a very unhappy group. I don't know any liberals that are happy, and I know a few, but I don't know any that are happy. Not one. And I'm not lying. I don't know one liberal that is happy. I know all my conservative friends are happy. And even my liberal friends that are, sane, they're still unhappy. And they're still constantly complaining and whining about everything. And I've just got to say, if you're going to spend all your time constantly complaining like you liberals do, how are you supposed to be happy? Because I tell them all the same thing. Because I don't want to sit and fight with my liberal friends. I don't want to do that because they're still my friends. I just think their ideology is completely out of whack. But I tell them all the time, just relax. See what happens. You're jumping off the cliff before you even know there is water at the bottom. That is stupid to me. Even when we had the god-awful Joe Biden and Drinks on the House Harris, did I talk about him a lot? Yeah, but I did not get bent out of shape and whine and cry 24 hours a day. I did not do that because there's no reason to do it. Because even when I'm like, oh my God, this is the stupidest shit that he could possibly do, but I'm going to wait and see what happens. Then I will react. You all can't do that. As soon as Trump says, hey, I'm doing A, boom, the whole lot of you jump off the side of the building and commit suicide. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of in my life. Why don't you wait, see what happens, and relax? And while we're at it, let's quit making fun of people like Miss Woods here, okay? Because that's not funny. That's not funny. And if anything, that was and I couldn't imagine her sitting there watching that and then seeing this girl come out with her hillbilly teeth all jacked up and poking 4 miles out of her face. I could only imagine that was pretty hurtful for her to watch that. And the thing that it didn't bother me, but the thing that struck me the most is she's one of them. I guarantee you she's a, young female liberal whack job. And then the show of the ultimate liberal whack job, Saturday Night Live, comes out and makes fun of one of their own, knowing that was going to crush her when she saw it. And I got to be honest, when I saw it and I read the article, I was like, oh my God, I feel so bad for this girl. But I have a heart. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. We do have hearts. If you're a black liberal woman, we don't call you a sellout, but you all call black Republican women sellout. Why is that? And if you're a black liberal man, we don't call you an Uncle Tom, but if you're a black Republican man, you all call him an Uncle Tom. Why is that? I can tell you why. Because your hearts are full of hate. You all are full of anger because that's all you know. I got proof. Do I need to do a video where I sit here and read these 150 ungodly, hateful messages I got from Democrats on my last video? Because I will. And I think it's hilarious. And I reply back to a lot of them. If my video is the biggest problem that you have and it makes you this angry, then my friend, you got much bigger life problems than my videos.